Hello and welcome everyone again to another video. And today's video I will be showcasing some of the Great League teams. I believe like some of the best teams that exist. So those people who still haven't hit legend, who still haven't hit their milestone. So like there will be some decent suggested teams that should help you out to climb. Since the Great League is back and this is the last, basically the last week of the season. So I'm not going through like detailed one because I believe this is not like why you guys are here, guys, just for the teams. And pretty much the Great League meta, this is it, and we're just going to move into the top performing teams. But before we hear about the top performing teams, I need to talk about the top performance. So what's top performance? PvPoke has a list called top performance, where like those Pokemons tend to do well in the condensed meta, where like people use, you know, like people don't use like the entire 600 eligible Pokemons, they just use 20 at max, and those are the best of the best. So Altaria being everywhere, that's literally because Annihilate, Whiscash are just everywhere, okay? And you can add a Charge Bug, and Lantern is new, kind of a neutral, especially with the Spark being doing more damage than it used to be. So now technically Altaria is kind of a neutral Pokemon into lots of matchups that you wouldn't think Altaria, a Pokemon that got nerfed twice, would win, but Altaria still does win. Now Dugong is the Pokemon that shines when you need like a decent core breaker to the meta, because whoever has a like let's say Gligar, Altaria, even a Skarmory, Dugong wins the one against the Skarmory. Lantern matchup isn't bad because if you baited correctly, technically well, what's the no shield? It's a risky matchup, but you still can threaten them with a charge move. Like the Bastion matchup, you can still throw drill duns, 2 drill duns, technically KO the Basti. Cress being the Pokemon that needs a specific IVs, okay, needs a specific IVs to be as dominant. If you don't have like I believe a 115, 13 at least, don't even bother using Cress. And then you have Shadow Gligar, the Giga Chat of the entire meta. Shadow Gligar is literally the most insane Pokemon. Like, it's so good of a Pokemon. Even like the Dugong matchup, they can't entirely farm you down. Like yes, they can hard counter you, but they can't fully farm you down. They have to throw a move, otherwise you get to 2 digs, and then 2 digs actually KOs the Dugong. So the top 3, like the top team on PvPoke, if you choose like go to PvPoke, you will see that PvPoke has Registeel, Annihilate, and Cress being the top 3, but that doesn't mean they make the greatest team. They do make some like a team that technically work in the low MMR, but this team does not work at high MMR due to no fast move pressure, which means you just give the opponent too much time to think and find a way how to beat your team. So you usually need spammier Pokemons, like stuff like Whiscash, or like Pokemons with more fast move pressure like Dragonite. So what are the top performing teams? The most dominant team according to PvPoke has Greedent. Why Greedent? I have no idea. All I know that it's fine into Whiscash, it's fine into Lantern, it beats Lickitung, and it's a good lead. That's what PvPoke says, and this team is supposed to be the best performing team, with the score is close to 590, which is a very high score meta wise. Like usually a good team is a team that can make 530 score. This team has like 590, which means this team is just insane. So what does Greedent do? It kind of like, as long as they don't have a counter user in the lead, you kind of soft win or soft lose most of the matchups. Yes, it doesn't have fast move pressure, but Greedent is good at setting up the matchup for like nice farm down for your Skarmory. That's literally the main reason. And then Skarmory can threaten them with a Brave Bird, where like sometimes you just bait. So that's now team number 1. Now moving into team number 2, we have a new Pokemon that I wasn't actually expecting, which is the Shadow A9. Like, Charmers in general fell off after the buff to Skarmory. But you know what also started rising up more? Fighters. You know what destroys fighters? A9. Yeah, Charm Alolan Ninetales is actually decent. And it beats, I think, Wigglytuff, which is the most common one, since you get your move first. And the Lantern matchup isn't bad because you can charm down in the 2. You need the Shadow, by the way. You do need the Shadow. If they need the Skarmory, it's kind of a tough matchup, but you can just blindly go to Licky and decide what to do from there. And something to mention, Mandibuzz is kind of back to the meta, which makes A9 even better, much better. Now, a Dragonite team, for those Dragonite fans out there who loves Dragonite content like me, I think this is, I believe, the best Dragonite team. Dragonite with Lantern and Registeel. I think the guy I know who used this team, his name is Hamad. He is a fellow, I'm saying fellow leaderboard as like I'm dominating the leaderboard. I think I've been on the leaderboard this season like twice or 3 times. Hamad has been using literally this team since forever. Like, I know that he loves this team. For simple reason, Dragonite is just known for like snowballing the entire game. Once a Dragonite gets a good lead, it's just hard to lose a game. It's like Altaria on steroid. That's how dominant this Pokemon is. But if you don't have a Dragonite, don't worry, you can use Shadow Dragonair. You guys know how much I love this Pokemon and how much I love using this Pokemon. So, Skarmory is kind of like necessary with the Dragonair. That's simply for the Charmers out there. And you could use a Quag, Shadow Quag, Lantern, or even Whiscash. Like any of these Pokemons could work. Or even a Swampert if you want to beat the opposing Whiscash. This team is extremely good, and the only thing that I could think of that can just give you troubles is actually Annihilape. Annihilape is just annoying for this team to handle. That's why I recommend this team if you see lots of Annihilapes. I use this team, and I actually hit a new milestone, I think, with this team where I hit Expert or Veteran. I don't remember. This was like very early in the season. Oh, we were like 7.5k subs. Now I think we're around close to 7.9. So thank you so much for those people who keep subscribing to the channel. That's why we keep pumping the content, just for those people who keep supporting us. Appreciate that, everyone. The team, if you're looking for a video to watch about this team, it's literally hitting a new season high with a Dragonair, Lantern, and the thumbnail says Veteran Team. Anything special? I think that like what is the safe switch here? I generally don't safe switch. Like, what's this? If they lead a Skarmory, you have to stay in. Dragonair wins the 1-0 as long as you throw in good timing. But what you could do is, if you see lots of Skarmory, you don't know how to handle it, just do it this way and safe swap Dragonair. Like, literally. If you hate Skarmory enough, like if you just don't want to play Dragonair into Skarm, just do it this way. I think I did it this way too, because I like a Dragonair more than the safe swap. For the people who love using Penguin, I think this is the best and the only good Penguin team. Simply Dragonair with Shadow Penguin. Shadow Penguin is kind of better than the Penguin itself, because the non-Shadow Hydro Cannon doesn't do enough damage to knock out the Gligar, I think. And there's like 1 or 2 more matchups. I think the Fighters, because usually if you are non-Shadow, they can simply no shield. And you kind of need Venusaur with this. The most toxic team in this season, Gallade or Annihilape, preferably Annihilape, but if you like to have fun, you could do Gallade with Dewgong and Bastiodon in the back. This is the most toxic team, and I do believe that this is the team that Jason runs, and he climbed into top 5 on the leaderboard. If you like a Charjabug, like me, this is the team I use with a Charjabug. Whenever I need it, I use this team so far like for 3 seasons. I replaced whatever I think I used to use Licky instead of Annihilape. When Annihilape came out, I started using Annihilape over Licky. The team has decent bulk and enough reliability, so like enough bulk to be as reliable as possible. If you want someone who used to use Azu Double Ghost, I recommend this team. If you hate Skeldurge in the back, I mean, Skeldurge is fine. If you hate Lantern, you could replace Alligator with Lickitung, and you could have yourself a Lickitung answer. Now moving into some BBML meta. What is BBML meta? Meta teams are known for getting good for being like 3-2 sets. If you are someone who is struggling, you could just use a meta team. An example for a meta team, Lantern with Vigoroth and Dragonair in the lead. So I believe this is more like of a neutral team with the Dragonair than the other ones I talked about. This team is kind of more consistent in the lower MMR, because Vigoroth, people just in the lower MMR hates Vigoroth. Sorry, I'm not trying to offend anyone, I'm just talking about like MMR bracket. Because people gets annoyed by Vigoroth a lot, and they kind of don't know how to handle it. So you could just always build to Rock Slide and then always bait, and trust me, most people will always shield the bluff. If you are into Clodsire, you like Clodsire, I think this is the only viable Clodsire team. I made a video with Lyle Jeffs, I think the one before this. Make sure to go and watch it. We talked about potential moveset that could make the meta better next season. Hopefully Niantic watch it too and listen to us, because I think we had some great insights, especially from Lyle Jeff, like a 2 times champion so far, world qualifier every season and this season as well. So hopefully they do something to Clodsire to make him even better. And again, if you don't have skills in this game, remember, you don't have to have any, like, just, you know, like, say, screw it, no shame, run Triple Charm. Trust me, I've done it, okay? Shadow A9, Shadow Gramble, and Wigglytuff. Trust me. You, like, don't be even, don't even be, like, ashamed of it. Just embrace it, you know? Triple the Charm, just double shield, and you will win more than you think. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I try to keep it as fast as possible. I appreciate everyone who tuned into the video, and this is the last reminder that if you haven't subbed to the channel, please do consider subscribing, as it does help this channel to grow and reach out to more audience, so that can force me to make more content. I think I can have a couple announcements for the next seasons, so tune into the upcoming videos once the new season moves at the drop. This is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Peace.